Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Hey. Come on in, come on in. Hello, hello, hello. You want me to leave that? You want me to leave that?
Yeah, just leave it for now.
Leave it
We
for
can
now?
move it if necessary.
Okay, okay. Shout out to Lottie Dottie and each and everybody. Listen, I don't even know if notifications are gonna go out, girl. It's been so long.
Right.
It's been so long, girl. Come one, come all. Come big, come small, girl. Y'all love it when I say that.
I know, right?
Girl.
Let's see. Are the notifications being sent out?
Hi, everybody. They coming in the room.
Hey, that's what's up.
Shout out to Lottie Dottie and each and everybody. Listen, for those of you guys who have not been with us before, maybe it's been a while. Maybe, listen, I've been away for about 4 months, so maybe I look a little bit different or something. I'm taller, fatter, girl. I leaning a little bit more than normal. Maybe you forgot, but I'm Candy Sincerity Johnson.
And I am Sean Johnson.
Yes. Together we do something.
Right, we do something. You gotta formulate a new situation at the beginning.
I know. I gotta come up with a new introduction and everything.
It's been such a long time.
Oh my God, girl. I'm out of practice. I'm trying to bring up my comments.
You want me to say hello to your friends?
Yes.
Well, our friends that are coming in. I'm so used to just whatever. Hey, family. Hi, Miss Valerie. Hey, K. Ron. Hey, Rochella. Hey, Jennifer. Hello, everybody. Come on in. Come on in.
Yes, come on in, everybody. As you guys come in, say hi to us. We'll say hi to you. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button.
Yes.
Y'all know what we always ask. Hit that like button, hit that share button. We're going to have a conversation. You guys are going to get an opportunity to ask me questions even. Mm-hmm. We're going to just literally sit down and have a heart-to-heart conversation.
Yes.
Because I know everybody who's been on the Sincerity Johnson page has been flooding Sean with questions. They have been asking Sean over and over and over. Number one, where has Candy been?
Yes.
And number two, what has been going on with my homegirl?
I promise you, as you see, I did not hurt her. I did not put my hands on her. She's fine.
Yes. So thank you for all of you guys' thoughts and prayers, wondering where I've been and what's been going on. Thank you, Miss K. Ron, for 200 stars. Thank you very, very much. Hi, Miss Christina Donald, Miss Valerie, my bestie Avriel. Hi, everybody. Hi to everybody else who's come in the room.
So people want to know, because Candy's so out of practice, girl. She don't even know what to say.
I don't even know. So you facilitate, and I'll just answer questions.
So best friends. Okay, I'm gonna call y'all best friends like we do on that SJ page. Okay, yes. Y'all still best friends no matter where we at.
No matter where we at, or who listening.
I know what you asking. You wondering to yourself and you scratching your temple over here like this. Like, girl, where you been?
I've been off social media for 4 months.
What's happening? What's going on? Where you been?
So in true transparency, it happened by happenstance, right? So what happened was 4 months ago on my mom's birthday, June 14th, many of you guys were there, I ended up having surgery. I had a hysterectomy. Mm-hmm. So I knew I was going to be down for a couple of days. We had been live up until that process. I think we even went live in the car when you were bringing me home.
Yes.
I had even been live with you a couple of times thereafter. But something was tugging at my spirit during that whole season. And I was like, I'm shifting. There's a shift that's happening. Mm-hmm. I can't describe it. I can't put words to it. I'm not in a position to talk about it yet. But there's a shift that's happening in the world, in the atmosphere. There's a shift that's happening with me. And I need to be quiet and I need to go listen to that voice.
You had to go in your closet?
I had to go. Yeah, I had to go listen to that voice, and I had to figure out what that shift meant and what was going on. And so I literally had every intention on coming right back. I was going to have the surgery. I had in my mind, I was going to document the process. Y'all know I'm big on document the process, girl. So in my mind, I was like, okay, the whole time I'm laying in bed and I'm healing, I'm going to be live. I'm going to be hanging out. I'm going to be engaging our audience. I'm going to be, connecting with people. You're going to be down there on the showcase. We're really going to be really live a lot, just showing them the behind the scenes on how we're handling business, family life, me healing and recovering, the kids all at the same time. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And God said no.
Girl, the money talk to you.
Right? So every time I got ready to push the button, I just kept feeling like it's not time yet. It's not time yet. So then over the course of maybe a couple of weeks, some stuff started to shift and happen. in my personal life. One of my very close friends ended up reaching out to me hysterically one day. And so it's a married couple, very similar to Sean and I. They've been together about the same amount of time, etc. But she was hysterical. She was crying, she was screaming, and she was pretty much like, my wife sent me a message, said she's literally about to commit suicide, and I don't know what to do. I can't get a hold of her. I can't reach her. I don't know where she is. I don't know what's going on. And so I literally was there every step of the way for that journey with her. And so in doing so, it pulled me away. It pulled me away. And it was so many things tugging with that whole dynamic, right? And so just really being there for her, going through my own journey to heal from surgery, dealing with, you and the kids and the business and everything behind the scenes. I literally was in prayer during that whole season. And so I was doing a lot of meditating. I was doing a lot of journaling, and I was literally looking at everything that was going on in the world. And I was like, are people not ready for what's coming? And there's a storm that's coming, and our people are about to be blindsided. And I was just like, I have to go within and listen to this voice to figure out what this means for us and our family, how we're supposed to be preparing for what's about to happen with the economy, with the world, with everything that's changing, what's going to happen with our business, and what role I'm supposed to be playing. And the more that I was meditating and journaling and everything and supporting my friend in the background, the more I was seeing, Black people not ready. No. They don't even know what's going to happen. They don't even know. Like people talking about a recession. Oh, baby. Like people don't even know. And so in my mind, I was like, maybe we need to go back to the table, and maybe we need to start having money conversation and financial conversations and talk about how this is going to impact families and rebuilding and all of the things. And then a part of me was like, our people don't want to have those conversations. Right. We tried. It didn't go nowhere.
We did.
We tried over and over again. And I was just like, I was wrestling with myself for months.
But see, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interject.
No, please do.
So my thing was, I'm like, Candy's always been a visionary, and I feel like she's always received information that the average Joe, like myself, girl, don't necessarily hear. She's always, there's things being downloaded into her, there's things being fed to her that I always tell her, act on it. So when she was like, I feel like I'm supposed to be preparing for something, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something, and I was just like, you need to do it. Your bestie. That's on here.
Shout out to Miss Ariel Duvernay.
Okay, was like, girl, you have something that needs to be said. You have information that needs to be shared, and at the end of the day, it'll fall on the ears and the hearts of the people that need it.
Yeah.
Whether people want to have the conversation, whether people feel like they need to have the conversation, or whatever the case is, this thing that's coming or what's happening, it's happening to everybody. Okay, we're talking about from Fortune 500 companies on down. Okay, so I told Candy, I said, you have what, 12, 15 plus years, whatever it is, amount of knowledge that you have within yourself. We had we had all types of y'all remember the money conversations because you guys used to look to Candy for those money conversations. You used to look for her to be able to ask questions and bounce stuff off of her head about credit, about savings, about investing, about all these things. And I'm like, if you're hearing that voice, you need to listen to it and you need to do it. And I'm like, at the end of the day, the people that need it and the people that is going to benefit, they'll be there.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because Sean kind of spoke to me being a visionary. The hardest thing about being a visionary is when there's a shift going on, you have to go and you have to be quiet. And a lot of people don't understand that. So outside of me talking to my good Judy Ariel, she's on the video, and me talking to my other friend, my other best friend that I told you was going through this storm with her family, I didn't talk to anybody else. I talked to my immediate family, and I talked to Sean, obviously, because, we live together, but I shut everybody else off. I couldn't listen to anybody else's voices. I couldn't push the button and be entertaining. I couldn't be funny. I couldn't do any of those things because I was just locked in a zone. And I had to silence all the voices. And so Rochella said, my uncle been telling us the same thing. Ariel said, those who are called to your voice will show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so I fought it for a very long time. And I was like, I'm known on social media for being funny, for being entertaining, for being all of those things. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, I'm fighting it. Like, I want to make sure, selfishly, right? I want to make sure we're good. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure my family is good. I want to make sure Kennedy and Caleb don't go without. But in my mind, I kept seeing these visions. I would literally, y'all, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, I would go to sleep and I would see visions of thousands, I'm talking about millions of people losing their houses, getting their stuff thrown out on the streets, kids going hungry. All of this stuff was going on in these dreams and these visions when I would go to bed. And it's all because all of this stuff was working in the background and people wasn't doing nothing to prepare. Mm-hmm. And people kept operating as normal, hoping that everything would blow away, it'll figure itself out, people would, whatever. And it was like, so I remember, and this is the honest to God truth, there was one time with the SJ brand, with our Sincerity Johnson brand, Sean and I had went live. And we had got so many orders in that night. I'm talking about we were up until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning packing orders that night. I'm talking about one of our best nights in business.
The son literally woke up, was there. We was like, good morning, son.
We were in the garage and I told her, there's a storm coming. I just started speaking in the spirit. There's a storm coming. A financial crisis is on the horizon. People are about to get wiped out. Mm-hmm. Sean was looking at me like, girl, what are you talking about? Do you see what you... And I was like, I don't care what you looking at right now. You living in today. I'm telling you what's around the corner in a few months. Mm-hmm. Sean and I had a knockdown, drag out argument in the garage because I kept telling her, we cannot put all of our eggs in one skillet and scramble them. Right? We have to maintain our business and we have to do something else in addition to that. Yeah. Otherwise, we're going to get completely wiped out. Mm-hmm. And she was looking at me like, what are you talking about? And I kept telling her, there's so many people who need this information and they don't want to hear it and they're not going to listen. And so she was just looking at me like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Then I kept having these dreams. Then I was dealing with my friend. I'm telling you, it's been confirmation after confirmation after confirmation after confirmation.
Which led to you doing that video on the SJ page a couple of months ago when you came out of hiding for a brief moment. She just kind of peeked her head out real fast. Yeah. Did that video on the SJ page and then went back into her cave.
Yeah. When I'm led, I speak. Mm-hmm. But we got to stop getting to a point in life where, and maybe this is a sign of maturity, we can't keep getting up talking and we ain't got nothing to say. Mm. People can't keep getting up talking and don't have nothing to say. If I don't have anything to say, I'm gonna be quiet, right? But one of the things that I felt compelled, and this is another thing that was shown to me in a vision, God was like, I've been more than kind to you. I've given you more than what you deserve, more than what you could have thought or imagined. Every time you close your eyes and bowed your head and you had the audacity to ask me for anything, I gave it to you. I've sent a lot of people to give people the warning, to tell people what to do to prepare. And the people that I've chosen to be my mouthpieces have not did what I told them to do. So now I'm calling people off of the bench that I normally wouldn't even deal with. Mm. So this is not even a question of, do you want to do it? This is a thing of, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. So I'm going to do it. Like, you guys are going to see me more, but the content is going to be different. Yeah. The content is going to be different. And the reason why the content is going to be different is there's no shortage of people on social media that's going to make you laugh, entertain you, all of that stuff. And it's not to suggest that I won't do that. But I'm talking about, I would not be able to live with myself or sleep at night if I did not make it very, very plain to you guys. We're in trouble. Mm. We're in trouble. There's not a door that you can go behind and lock and close. There's not an account that you can open, a second income that you, like, we're in trouble to the point where if you don't know that we're in trouble and you have not started preparing over a year ago, then you're in more trouble than you could think or imagine. Like when I say we're in trouble, I mean we're in trouble. Not we're in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. Every business owner, every employee, every retiree, we are in trouble. We're in trouble, y'all.
Let's see. Auntie Fee said, "Let me tell you, ladies, listen to what Candy is saying because I am a witness to this. When this hurricane Ian came through here and tore up Fort Myers, Florida, Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel, my mother told me some years ago, many, many moons ago, always have money that you put back. And ladies, let me tell you what Candy is saying. Do it, please, because I had not listened to my mother when my daughter lost everything, and if I had nothing, no funds to give her, Lord, what would we be doing?"
Yeah. I'm telling you, we have been so, when I say we, I mean we as Americans, we as people, right? We've been so irresponsible with our resources. We have been so irresponsible with our resources, and we have just lived and just existed. And so now it's one of those situations where you can kick the can down the street for only so long, and it comes a point where the bill come due. So the bill has come due. The bill has come due, y'all. And I don't know. I did a video the other day when Sean was twisting my hair like a week ago, and I was like, nobody's coming to save us. I just kept hearing that in my spirit. Nobody's coming to save us. Nobody is coming to save us. Like, and so, we have 2 little kids, and our children look to us to be able to figure it out. And if you got kids or you got nieces and nephews or you got grandkids or whatever, they look at, you got somebody in your life, even a partner or even elderly parents, somebody looking to you to figure it out. So y'all can tune into something else. Y'all can be like, I'm done watching. I'm good on you. You can go back into hiding. But I'm telling you, when the words are spoken, you can no longer sit in the seat and say, I didn't know. Nobody told me. Right. Because that's the thing. Our culture is notorious for being like, don't nobody ever tell us. I'm telling you, so much stuff has happened. There are so many people that are suffering in silence right now. People that you would never ever guess. Never ever guess. I'm talking about my friend and her wife literally in a matter of days lost over $40,000 in the stock market. In a matter of days. Lost almost everything they had and was like, how am I going to feed my kids? What am I going to do? How am I going to keep the lights on? What's going to happen? Right? Like, it's insane. So for somebody to feel like they have nowhere else to turn but to take their own life with the hopes that their family will get a life insurance payout. And that was that goes to show you how much people are hurting right now. And I'm talking about people who are super strong that you would have absolutely never in your wildest imagination guessed was going through stuff like that. Ariel said, absolutely, it's hard. I'm telling you.
And I think that in the midst of me being there in the sidelines or behind Candy as she supported her friend and her wife and things like that, and I had the opportunity to speak to the wife and kind of talk to her, after she came home from the hospital and stuff like that, and just trying to understand like her mindset. Like, I was like, at the end of the day, I'm like, girl, like, I know that it was a lot of money that was lost, but like, it's not that bad. And she was just like, in so many words, she was like, it was so much more than just the money. Like, it was the money.
What did she share? If you don't mind me asking, what did she share?
She was like, it's the money. I did lose a heck of a lot of money. That was like our savings and everything that we had. She was like, but at the end of the day, I couldn't bear to face my wife. I couldn't bear to face my kids. I couldn't bear to think that I put my family in a position that they did not ask to be in. They weren't supposed to be in. We had never planned our lives to be like that. And I was the person that did it. And so in her mind, she was like, I need to eliminate the problem. And you know what she thought the problem was? She looked in the mirror. She was like, she was the problem. And so she wanted to eliminate the problem, thinking that that was the best option for her family and that they would be better off without her. Because of what's going on.
Y'all don't even know. You guys don't even know. That went over somebody's head. Like, Do y'all hear that?
Latoya said, I'm feeling it already. I'm on disability, and for the past 2 months, my light bill has been over $600, and it's just me by myself struggling to keep my lights on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This is the common denominator. This is the common denominator. When I say, I'm telling you, this has been what I've been doing for 4 months. I've been helping Sean with the business behind the scenes. I've been running Kennedy and Caleb back and forth to practice. Y'all know Caleb broke his arm, so he's out of practice, right? I have been supporting my friend around the clock, right? I have been studying, locked in, studying. What is going on? What are the analysts saying? How do we prepare? How do we brace for impact? What should everybody be doing? You know, like everything. I've been studying around the clock. I have been putting myself in rooms and in circles and in conversations with people who know and who have been watching this thing as it has been unraveling for years. For years. Everybody else's culture sit back and they spend all of their lives preparing for this season. This season is like the Super Bowl for them, right? Because what happens is in a lot of urban communities, when the bottom falls out, a lot of urban, communities, that's when the foreclosures go up, the short sales go up, all of that. And so there's a group of people, hedge funds, banks, big time investors, where they've been stacking and pooling their money and they come in and they buy everything. They playing Monopoly in real life.
Yes.
So they can't wait for your stuff to get sat out on the curb. The fact that there's so much entertainment and stuff on social media and there's so many different distractions, they take delight in that. They take delight in that. They feed that. They investing in that because the more they keep you ignorant, the more their situation look better when the bottom fall out for you, right? So they sitting back watching everybody complain about how stuff is going up and not really doing nothing different. But we got to do something different. What is something different? Something different, it depends on your situation. Something different might be start a business on the side. It might be get a second job. It might be cut back your expenses. It might be for families to say, you know what? It don't make sense for you to be over there renting, me to have this house over here. We need to combine households. Other cultures do it
all the time.
We the only ones too proud looking crazy and everybody robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Because we need to make sure we look like we got something.
We look like we got something. Gone are the days for people to look like they got it all together. When inside, people are really, really, really for real busting at the seams and thinking about ending their lives. Like in the spirit realm, when I kept having these dreams and these visions, and it's so crazy, I was telling my godmother, I was having visions and I kept seeing, remember I told you, and I spoke this thing, I told you months ago, back in the summertime, I said, there's a spirit of suicide. There's a spirit of suicide that's running rampant. I said, and it's moving and it's devouring people. And it's the people that you would least likely expect to seem like they got it all together that you just talked to that's struggling. Then that thing swept through my friend's household. And then I went to my godmother and I said, why did I have those visions? Why did that come to me? And I wasn't in a position to know who or to know what to do. She said, that was preparation for you. That was preparation for you on what was to come, right? That was preparing you for the storm that you were getting ready to enter into. And that was allowing you to usher yourself to not only be a support system during that season of what your friend was going through, but that was also preparing you because this is not just their isolated situation. That story is going to change the trajectory of somebody else's household, somebody else's family.
Yeah. Let me see. You guys, thank you so much for giving resources to Latoya, because at the end of the day, this is the reason why we say that we have a community, because look at this. This is something that could potentially help her with the situation that she's going through. So thank you so much to you guys. Maureen said, that's so true, Ken. Your mom has 4 girls and 2 of them live in Jersey together and 2 of us live in Allentown, Pennsylvania together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joy said I would stay at the family house, but they smoke. She said, but they smoke in the house and my health can't take it. Well, girl, yeah, you got to do what's good for you now.
Yeah.
Maureen said it's not because we have to. We're doing it to help each other, to bring our kids along. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Because I had a conversation with Kennedy and Caleb a while ago, probably a couple of weeks ago. And ever since they were little, one of the things, because Sean and I grew up in households where you don't talk about money. You don't ask grown people what they make, what they doing, what's going on. Money, girl, you can talk about everything else. Don't talk about nobody money. Don't ask no questions. That's not a child's place. That's how we grew up, right? So we're intentional about having financial conversations with the kids, right? So we sat the kids down and we were like, look, listen, put your raincoat on. Get your umbrella out, right? We're going through a storm, okay? Your birthday is in a couple of weeks. We don't know what that's going to look like. Christmas is right around the corner. We don't know what that's going to look like either.
You have to have real conversations.
We had to have real conversations. And we told them, we said, look, we said, the world is shifting and things are changing, right? And so before the economy was doing this, and now the economy is doing this. And so since the economy is doing this, the best way to prepare is to not spend everything that you have and to tighten up. And so we had that conversation with them. And I told Kennedy and Caleb, I said, our goal is to one day be wealthy. But if it don't ever happen for us, we want it to happen for you. And I think that's a problem in our community. We want wealth, we want money, but we want it for us. And a lot of people, they're not thinking about their kids.
Right.
Or how decisions that you make today is going to impact generations up under you or behind you or after you. You know what I'm saying?
Jennifer said, I'm a legal debt collector for over 10 years. This year has been the worst I've ever seen. Worse than when COVID hit. I have listened to people crying for help.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad. And I don't hear what, again, going back to Jennifer, going back to me being a visionary. I kept listening to pastors on Sunday morning, sermon after sermon after sermon. Everybody going back to the Bible, and they want you to open up the book. And they want to take you back into a time capsule, and they want to go down 2,000 years ago. And they want to talk about what happened 2,000 years ago, right? And I kept waiting on the conversation to be had. I kept waiting on somebody to address the elephant in the room. And unless I'm listening to the wrong people, and I very easily could be, I didn't hear anybody talking about what's going on or helping people to prepare or giving resources. Then I went to, you know what I'm saying? I went to other faiths when I'm like, ain't nobody having a conversation. I'm listening to financial people talk about the same stuff they was talking about years ago. And I'm like, is it just me or is nobody else seeing what's happening? Right. Like, what are we doing? I'm like, am I missing something? Like, what's good? So, I don't know.
So do you want to tell the best friends kind of what your vision is, what your direction is going to be now that you have reestablished your roots over here?
Like with lives and stuff, me going live. So you guys are going to see, you guys are going to start seeing a lot of little short videos, like the silly ones that I posted before when Sean was doing my hair, and like little entertaining videos. But I'm going to be very intentional. And from this point forward, I want to make sure that there's a message with everything that we do. We can't just keep doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff. We can't keep doing that. So in the midst of that, I'm going to come back live. I'm going to continue to go live. You guys are going to see me more often. 9:30 kind of works for me because throughout the day, we're super busy. We're still homeschooling the kids. We got a lot of stuff going on during the day. So 9:30 is like that set time where the kids are in bed. You know, we get a chance, like when we used to do the Candy and Sean videos, we get a chance to kind of chill out and really have serious conversations. And so my vision is for this to kind of be our time. I'm going to come live at least a couple of times a week. I don't want to commit to what days, girl. because life be lifing.
Girl, life be life.
Life be lifing. But I'm going to go live on this page at 9:30 a couple of times a week. And I want Sean to join me because, girl, y'all know this is my blanket, girl. This is my blanket. This is my security blanket, girl. Y'all know how the dog be walking around in the thunder coat, girl. This here is my thunder coat. You hear what I'm saying? So, because to me, it's so weird. And I don't know if you guys ever go live, but girl, when you push the button and you just sitting there talking, girl, you talking to yourself. Girl, I need the amen corner. You know what I'm saying?
She said she's working on the business.
Good, Misha. Definitely good. You know, I need an amen corner. And so Sean is like my amen corner. You know, I crack a joke, she'll cackle a little bit. And so this will be very reminiscent of the Candy and Sean page, but I had to change the name of the page because I want people to know that there's a difference now. There's a difference. Mm-hmm. We're not just going in the same direction. We can't just keep doing stuff for people's entertainment and people laughing. Mm-hmm. I would be doing you a disservice if I did not offer you something that will make you better or put you in a better position. Mm-hmm. I would be doing a disservice. I would not be honoring my commitment to God. I would not be honoring my commitment to myself, and I would not be honoring my commitment to my family. So respectfully, if I'm going to take time away from my family, it's got to be time that's adding value to people and not just entertaining them. Mm-hmm. Because if you packing up the boxes to move out of your dream home, or your car is getting repossessed, or you done lost your job and you don't know what to do, or the bills are stacking up and the money's not coming in, me making you laugh is going to make you feel good for about 30 seconds. But the minute we hit that end button, you back to the same place that you were in before. Mm-hmm. If not feeling worse, because you done invested this time by hanging out with us and you've gotten no further, mm-hmm. right? So I challenge everybody who's watching live, and I challenge every single person who will watch this video as a replay to pray tonight for mental clarity, but also pray for maturity. Mm. We have to become financially mature, because if we continue to do what we've been doing all this time, we're going to get worse results than we've ever gotten before. We're going to get worse results. And so it's almost like if you guys have ever seen the Titanic, we're at the point in the movie where the ship has already hit the ice. And so now what I want to do, if you trust me enough, and if you'll share me to your community and your tribe, I want to be that voice that's helping to guide you to get off of this sinking ship onto another boat that's going to take you to safety.
I like that analogy.
Right? So I don't claim to know everything. I'm not that person. But when I say, if I'm not in front of you guys or spending time with my very, very intimate circle, I am locked and loaded, studying. I am listening. I'm meditating. I'm telling you, I'm getting the downloads. Mm-hmm. But in order for this information to move the needle, you can't just consume it. You got to be willing to take action and do what's required of you to get to the next step in this season.
I like that, Alicia. She said you can definitely incorporate both the Monday morsel, or think about it Thursday, talk about it Tuesday, yes. WTF, Wednesday thoughts on finances, all of those things.
Come on, screenshot it. Come on, Alicia. Yes, come on, Alicia. I miss Alicia. I miss you, Alicia. Yeah. So, but I really do. I think this is a season where I feel like we all need each other. And I thank you guys so much for giving our best friend the resources, mm-hmm. The resources that she needed, because there, like Sean said, there might be something within those resources that can really help her out of her situation. Mm-hmm. And so I really feel like in a season like this is where communities are built. Mm-hmm. This is where communities are built. This is where bonds are created. And this is where like in church, when we used to go to church, they used to say, this is where the yoke is broken.
Ooh.
This is where the yoke is broken.
I've heard that before.
Yeah. So it's one of those situations where I feel like there's a time and a place for everything. And we still have Sincerity Johnson. Sincerity Johnson is not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. Sincerity Johnson is still our business, but there's a page and a time for that. just like there is a page and a time for this. And so what you guys will see is us keeping those two separate. And so I don't know how much you'll see me on the SJ page is because I don't, I still pop in like I do, like I did today, right? But I don't want people to confuse the two as well. And so, I'm still Sean's business partner with that. I work a lot behind the scenes. We just released the boxes and everything over there. But it's one of those situations where Sean is the face of Sincerity Johnson. And a lot of what you guys will see as it relates to me coming in front of the camera is going to be Candy Sincerity Johnson.
Yeah.
So that's one of the main differences. Yeah.
So I urge you guys, like Candy said, to pray for mental clarity, pray for maturity. Think about some of the things or questions that you would want to pose to Candy when she makes herself available to you.
Maybe topic ideas. If you guys have topic ideas, definitely give me some topic ideas, maybe in the comments.
Yeah, topic ideas. So put down in the comments, like if you've been wondering about something. I saw at least 3 or 4 people that said they either have a business or they're starting a business. Okay. Candy's sweet spot is entrepreneurship. So think about that. She has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to financial services and things like that. So think about that. So just think about some of those things that, as she's putting out the content, as she's, feeding you guys, but giving you information and stuff like that. Think about some of those things.
Yeah.
And utilize her.
Now, I will say this. I didn't intend to go in this direction on this particular video. If you guys are looking for a business idea to start, I do have an ebook. Inbox me for details about that. We'll talk about that further. Or if you're looking into getting into the e-commerce space, I also have a complete playbook for that as well. E-commerce is if you want to sell anything online. And I know a lot of people shy away from getting into businesses or starting businesses when the economy is down. This is the time to start. This is the time to start. And the reason why this is the time to start is because what this season will teach you how to do is how to work harder. When you work harder and it take a little bit more to get it, once the economy turns around, you'll appreciate it more and your business will thrive even more because it'll become second nature to you, right? And so although things are down, everybody is still making money. Make no mistake about it. Everybody is still making money in business. So things have taken a dip. Things are slower. But at the end of the day, it's still an amazing source of income to be able to, still have another source of income. So that's something for people to consider as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Do you have anything that you think I should share? Because I know you've kind of been behind the scenes with me a little bit. So. You think I've missed anything?
I don't think you did, because I know that, you're going to be sharing more, you're going to be giving more, you're going to be going live more. So, all of that stuff is going to make itself known. I've seen you grinding. I've seen you behind the scenes. I've seen. So, I just feel like in due time, when you know or you feel like the time is right, then you'll share the additional stuff.
Okay. Cool.
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys don't have any more questions,
Joy, you're gonna reboot your business? Well, if you don't mind me asking, what business do you have, or what business are you gonna be restarting? Alicia said, "Money always flows. The goal is to try to position yourselves to be in the flow." Exactly.
Yeah, money is definitely flowing.
Exactly.
Money is definitely flowing, and it's crazy. I'm telling you, Alicia, it's all in who you talk to, right? It's all in who you talk to. I had a conversation with my mom a couple of days ago, and so I was telling her, I said, I've really been looking at some different things, and I told her, I said, I have a goal to make a certain amount of money by the end of the year, and I could hear it in her voice. She had doubt. She had doubt, but because that's my mom and my mom loves me to death, she would never be like, girl. You gonna do what by when?
Like, girl, how?
But I heard her pause, and I heard her. Now, to be specific, I told her, I said, I want to make $125,000 by my birthday. That's what I told her. See, look, she did it too.
No, I know it's I know it's possible.
So I told her, I said, my birthday is March 21st. I'm gonna make $125,000 by March 21st. So my mom was like, oh, okay. She was like, and then she paused. She said, but you can do it, right? She wanted to believe. She didn't believe. And I knew she didn't believe, and I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly am listening to people, business owners, people who are in different industries. I'm constantly online, podcasts, books, recordings, courses, listening to people who have made $1 million in a day.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? These people have made $1 million in a day. I've never seen anybody who made $1 million in a day. Most of the people that I know make about $30,000 a year. So when you start having certain conversations with people, it's all about perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Like Alicia said, money flows. Money is still flowing. Money is still flowing. The question is, who is it flowing to and who is it flowing from?
Right.
The people who is flowing to, what information do they know? Mm-hmm. The people who is flowing from, and they're desperate and they're trying to figure it out and they're about to lose their mind, what information don't they know that they need more than anything? So, it's one of those situations where it's all in who's in your ear. Mm-hmm. It's all in who's in your ear. And I'm not talking about like a pie in the sky type of thing. I'm talking about people that we know for a fact they have shown receipts.
Yeah.
Oh, they made $1 million in a day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you like, oh, I know for a fact, I seen it. Mm-hmm. I know what that screen look like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so what did Alicia say?
She said, hey, neighbor.
Hey, Brandy.
Alicia said, yeah, those goals scare a generation. We're dreamers, and being a Sagittarius, I work more than I speak because I don't need outside noise. I need to hear his voice and my thoughts without confusing the information I need. Brandy said, that's 5 months. That's doable. That's why I told her when she said
it's very doable.
I was like, I know.
It's very doable.
I know for a fact that it's doable.
Because like I told Sean, well, there's several reasons why it's doable. It's doable. It's doable on the SJ side, and it's doable on the consulting side, because you guys know I've always been doing consulting too in the background. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those situations where, like I told Sean a long time ago, remember going back to the conversation that I told you we had in the garage packing orders that night. We had literally had one of our best nights in business ever. Mm-hmm. And I told Sean, I said, we need to come up with a different strategy. Mm-hmm. She was like, what? We need to come up with a different strategy. We need another stream of income. Mm-hmm. Remember, I told you, I said we need to start working with businesses with SJ. We need to start, working with government contracts. I'm like, we need other stuff flowing into SJ outside of just hit the button, go live, sell, pack orders, and get it out. Mm-hmm. I'm like, we need other stuff. We got to have other stuff lined up.
I couldn't see it, y'all.
She couldn't see it. And so I'm talking about 16 years of us doing this. Like, it was to the point where I told her, I was like, either you follow my voice, or baby, we're gonna have to agree to disagree. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna have to catch you on the B side. Cause I cannot be sitting back singing my shoulda, coulda, wouldas because the person next to me or the people connected to me can't see it. The hardest thing about being a visionary is you always see stuff that the rest of the world can't see. That's hard. Could you imagine not being able to sleep at night because you're getting visions of people losing their houses, going hungry, losing everything they got, and at the time the economy was up here? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I see stuff and I tell Sean and I be like, I see it and I want to document it. But I'm scared to even share it because you're going to be like, you're crazy. That's not going to happen. And then when it starts happening, you be like, you said that. You said that. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Candace said, hello, you two. This is right on time. I just made a post asking for prayers. I'm not fulfilled with the positions I've held. I'm grateful, but I know there's more. I do believe the more is starting this idea I've had for a while. Yeah. Just need a little guidance and suggestions.
You got to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it now. You can't think twice. I'm telling you, you have to execute. I told Sean, and this sounds so vain, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Anybody who's been watching us on the SJ page, y'all know I'm growing my hair out. Right? I am growing my hair out. Sean twists my hair for me once a week. But girl, because I'm old and my hair don't grow back the way it used to, girl, It's fine up at the top. I could get it braided up at the top, but girl, these edges, you see what I'm saying? So like, I told Sean, I don't want to come back until my hair is long enough for me to be. Do you know what God was like, okay, play with me if you want to. I gave you an assignment. Them visions that you saw other people lose in their house and everything they had, go ahead and not adhere to my voice and see, don't you be sitting on the curb. The thing about a visionary, and I'm talking to Candace and I'm talking to other people, when something is downloaded in you, it is your absolute responsibility to execute on that thing and to do it as quickly as possible. When God gives you a download, he's not saying, I want you to figure out all the details, know who's going to do what, how you're going to finance it or whatever. He's saying, I want to see, and I'm going to test to see if you can follow my voice and be obedient to me. Because once I see you taking the first 2 steps, I'll drag you the rest of the way. I'll drag you the rest of the way. But if you don't execute and you don't do anything with it, I'm going to let you sit there and figure it out for a few minutes. And then I'm going to snatch it back and I'm going to give it to somebody else and I'm going to put it in your face so that you see that you could have done that. Chick-fil-A was somebody else's idea. All these things that you see in the world, you ever see an invention and you be like, girl, I thought about that years ago. That's God putting that thing in your face saying, I gave it to you. You spit on the blessing that I gave to you. You didn't do anything with it. And so I gave it to somebody else. Why do you think there were so many pastors that have million congregation, big congregations, huge platforms? There's people all over social media that have huge platforms. Why wouldn't God give them this vision? To do something in the financial realm to help people through this season. They didn't do nothing with it. You got pastors, you got bishops arguing and fighting with folks online, doing reaction videos, trying to out people. Girl, that's what y'all pastors and bishops is doing right now. Girl, they interviewing folks. They digging up dirt on people. Girl, these bishops,
because if we're being honest, they're looking out for themselves.
Girl, these bishops and pastors, I'm talking about these bishops and pastors done became YouTubers. Girl, they looking for a YouTube check. They not following the voice of God. Girl, they following church of YouTube in Christ, girl. They not looking out for you. They're not giving you anything. They're not giving you anything of value. So he took it from them. He like, okay, you don't want to follow my voice, you want to follow your voice. So if you're going to follow your voice, I'm going to leave you over there and I'm going to leave you to your own devices. Meanwhile, I'm finna go pick this fool up out the dirt. And if I give it to her, she might do something with it and then whatever.
Right.
He'll use whoever, right? Like if anybody's read the Bible, most of them people was crooks, criminals, pimps, hustlers. Are you kidding me? Girl, Jesus ran with some shady characters.
Yeah.
Them was some shiesty Negroes, girl.
But
if we 100, you get what I'm saying?
Needed to be done.
They needed what needed to be done. They got it out the mud. You get what I'm saying? And so all I'm saying is, and I don't claim to know everything. I'm telling you guys, I don't claim to know everything. But what I do know, I will share with you guys. But I cannot, in good faith, and this is true transparency, I'm in the process of building out my website. I am building out a website. I will have digital books, ebooks online. I'm going to have consulting calls where you guys can get on my calendar, but I can't talk to everybody and I can't do it for free. I have a family to support. I have a family to take care of. And I do have clients even behind the scenes that y'all don't even see that I work with on a regular basis with getting their business to the next level. So not only am I helping Sean with SJ, I also have other clients. So time is that one thing you can't replace. Now, for the people who can't pay, of course, I'm going to be live. You can ask questions. I'm going to do reels. I'm going to constantly drop gems that you can execute on your own. But at any point in time, if you say, you know what, my situation is unique. You said X, Y, and Z, and that might apply to the masses, but I want a deeper dive with my situation. You got to book a consulting call. right? If you want the full picture, you know, when you go on YouTube where people drop reels or they go live or whatever, it's fragmented because you can never start from the beginning. It's kind of like going to Bible study, right? You can never start from the beginning. Genesis, you know, chapter 1, God created the heavens and the earth. No, you're going to get, by the time you start going, they're going to be in John or they're going to be in Luke. You get what I'm saying? You got to get in where you fit. So the lives and the reels and stuff, the content on the page is going to be very reminiscent of that. But if y'all want the full thing, either you're going to have to buy one of the ebooks or you're going to have to get on my calendar. But in true transparency, our community has to get out of the vein or the thought of feeling like people owe you something and people are supposed to serve you for free. I serve notice that that is not true. And if that's what you're expecting, this ain't the place.
Right.
Right? Will I pray for everybody? Do I want the best for everybody? Yes. But we pay and we invest in what's important to us. And if getting to the other side of this thing as clean and as clear as possible is important to you, you have to train your mind to focus and listen in on things that might not be that entertaining. This conversation ain't that entertaining. And I'm sure we would all rather be laughing and playing and talking and joking and doing all of that stuff. But we're not in that season. So different seasons call for different responses and reactions. And so we have to be grown and we have to be able to pivot and we have to be able to shift. And in order for me to be able to get to the next level with my family and unlock everything that God has for us, whether it's in SJ, whether it's in my consulting agency, whether it's in our investments, whether it's whatever in our giving, you know, because we give, we tithe, we give. So whatever realm it is that God's going to bless me or open doors for me and my family, I have to be obedient. But in being obedient, that don't mean serve people for free.
Mm-hmm. And that's just being real.
And that's just being honest. So I want to make sure we have the real conversation, y'all. And our community has to get out of the vein of feeling like people owe them something. Mm-hmm. Because every single minute we spend together, that's me taking time away from Sean, the kids, etc. You see what I'm saying? My other clients that I have to respond to, I got emails and stuff, whatever. But you guys get what I'm saying. I will serve you in the capacity that I can. We will try to give as many free resources as we can. But at the end of the day, in order for us to be able to still do and serve people at a very high level, it's got to make sense. So, but we appreciate you guys. We appreciate you. I had no idea. I had not planned any of this conversation. I told Sean, I said, we're just going to hit the button. Yep. We're just going to hit the button. We're going to have a conversation.
So before you guys let her go, does anybody have any questions?
Mm-hmm. Thank you guys so much for the love.
Yes,
come on, love.
Thank you.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions for?
Alicia said we have to sow into ourselves. We do.
Yes.
We do. Because I'm telling you, Alicia, this is my right hand to God. I can't count, and I'm not saying that I'm offering anything like this, girl. My ebook, I think I got an ebook for $9.97, and then I got the most expensive one might be $30-something or something like that. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But girl, when I say, Alicia, I have paid thousands of dollars for training, there was a training that Sean and I bought a year ago. Mm-hmm. A year ago, we paid $10,000 for that guy's training. Mm-hmm. We paid $10,000 for that guy's training. Alicia, let me tell you. Then there was a young lady. That inboxed her. She said, look, she was out of New York.
I love her. She was so sweet.
No, you
oh, this is a different person?
Oh, I think she inboxed us on Instagram. You know who I'm talking about. Wait a minute. Oh. She was out of New York, Alicia. She inboxed us. She said, I got a question for you. How did you do X, Y, and Z with Sincerity Johnson?
Oh, yeah, you talking about somebody else. Okay.
So that particular day, me, Sean, and the kids were out to eat. So we sent her a quick response and was like, oh, do X, Y, and Z. I had never talked to her. She had never bought anything. I had never met her. Didn't know her name. Didn't even know that she had watched us before, right? Mm-hmm. So I told her, I said, oh, sis, congratulations on your business. Do X, Y, and Z. She responds and sends me her number and said, call me. I'm sorry, what? Call you? Ma'am, I don't know you. I'm out to lunch or dinner with my whole family. The information that you asking me to give you for free, niece, I just paid this man $10,000 for this information. You want me to help you do what? Ma'am, I just gave this man $10,000. I had to wire this man $10,000. I'm not talking about took out a loan. I'm talking about we wired this man $10,000 with the hopes that the information will be enough for us to make it back up.
Right.
I told Sean, I said, our people are so confused. I told her, so then I told her, I said, well, listen, I said, sis, what I can do is I can walk you through the journey. We need to get on a coaching call. We get on a Zoom call. I told her, I said, let me know if you want me to send you over an invoice for a Zoom call. I said, we can get on a Zoom call. I will walk you through each step by step on what you need to do. I can walk you through the full thing in 60 minutes. I can't do it for you. I can walk you through step by step what you need to do in about 60 minutes. You build all of this out. After I give you these instructions in about 60 minutes, I'm telling you, I know for a fact you could take this, implement this, and probably make $20,000 easy off of this.
And she sends you follow-up information from the call. So it's not even like you walk away from it trying to remember everything.
The lady said, how much is the Zoom call? I said, it's going to be $297. $297? Girl, bye.
Which is a mere fraction of what Candy invested. I understand.
It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me because you're not robbing me. You're not robbing me, right? You're robbing yourself because now either you're not going to implement it. She's not gonna, and she hasn't yet. I don't think. I haven't seen her, right? So you're not going to implement it. So then you got to ask yourself this $297. So then you got to look at all of the money that you lost, right? When she inboxed us, Alicia, going back to what I said, we were at the height. We were at the height of this thing. This is when everybody was buying up stuff and they was going live. They was selling out of everything and you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So you definitely had $297.
Absolutely.
You totally had $297. But she was looking for the answers for free. And she felt like somebody owed her something. I'm like, I don't even know you to.
Doesn't work. That's not how any of this works.
But our people, I'm telling you, we perish from lack of knowledge. We perish from lack of knowledge. But everything that so this is the one takeaway, y'all. Everything that you asking of somebody else, it costs them to get that. It cost me to learn a lot of the financial lessons that we learned. Do you know when Sean and I first got together, this was years ago. You remember it? We were standing upstairs in the room. We had probably just bought this house. So this was about 11 years ago. We hadn't too long been here. This was before I was working at State Farm, but I had lost my job. And I just remember, I feel like it was cold outside. We was looking out the window and the truck had came to pick up Sean's car. See what I'm saying? The truck had came to pick up Sean's car because we had fell behind on the car payments and her car was getting repossessed. We was too embarrassed to tell anybody what was happening. So we lied to my family because I didn't want them to worry about us. We lied to my family and told my family we had sold her car. But meanwhile, we were scrambling in the background trying to get Sean another car. And within like a month, we had her another car. But I'm telling y'all, the information that you asking the people, it cost them something. They didn't just get there. Like God didn't just download all of this stuff to me. It cost me family time to read books and to study and to listen and to meditate and to talk to people and to be at conferences and to be invited to rooms that ordinarily we wouldn't even be invited to. It costs.
Joy, I see your question. I'm just letting Candy finish.
It costs. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, man.
So she wanted to know, are you taking Sezzle for payments? Not yet, because the way Sezzle works, you have to
you have to be in business.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have a website up for it.
Yeah, you have to have your website up for a while because basically Sezzle wants to know, okay, is it worth our while for you to utilize our service? And so since her website is new, that she doesn't have that track record yet. So maybe, because remember with SJ, well, it was TM back, at the beginning. But anyway, we didn't offer Sezzle until like halfway, like 6 months or something like that, because we had to establish that track record. And then once Sezzle saw, oh, okay, we'll do it. So it's going to take a little while for her to be able to offer Sezzle. But of course, I'm sure I'm not going to speak for her.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that once she has that opportunity, I'm sure she'll offer that as a payment method. But for right now, no, Sezzle is not. But I will say, like she said, like she has products on there for less than $10. So I mean,
depending on what you need help with, right?
Yeah.
So there's one ebook, like for people who's like, I definitely need another stream of income. I just don't know what I want to do. There's an ebook where I give you 25 work from home business concepts and talk you through that. There's one about financial stuff. Fix your credit, save, invest, how to really get the engine moving, right?
Yep.
So I walk you through that. That's a digital book. And then there's one, all things e-commerce. So I pretty much sat down and I said, okay, this is how I've guided Sean with SJ from start to finish. So if you...
I contributed with that one with the Shopify stuff a little bit.
Yeah, she did. Sean is the computer whiz. So, all of the stuff about Shopify, she got screenshots in there. I mean, everything. And so, like I said, depending on what you need help with, those are the 3 ebooks that we have right now, that I have right now on the website. But yeah. But to be perfectly honest with you, and this is just my right-handed God has been so good to us that up until now, all of the coaching that I've done, it's all been word of mouth. It's legit all been word of mouth. It's been one person, I help one person, we send them the invoice, they either become a reoccurring client or they hear about it through somebody else. And that's just how it's been.
Right.
So now, it's been a situation where it's like, okay, yeah, I need to make this available to the masses. Because there's a lot of people who don't know me for the business side. A lot of people know me for being entertaining, which I'm both. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, what's going to move the needle forward for you the most and impact your household and your family and future generations connected to you is the business side of me.
Right.
The business side of me. So yeah.
Latriva, hold on. I don't think. Oh, okay. Latriva said, would you agree the first and most crucial step if you are living paycheck to paycheck is to start saving, to invest into yourself, even if God has told you to do it?
Yes. So right now, Latriva, we're in a climate where historically a lot of people in the financial space will say the first thing you need to do is you need to pay off your debt and get out of debt so you can improve your credit. Right now, banks are not really lending. Credit cards are very hard to come by because everybody's scared from the top of this thing to the bottom. If I was giving advice to somebody who had $0 and who was living paycheck to paycheck, the first bit of advice that I would say is save between $1,000 and $1,500. That's your first goal. Save between $1,000 and $1,500. Why save between $1,000 and $1,500? It's because 9 out of 10 financial emergencies that come up, $1,000 to $1,500 will get you out the hole. Let's talk through some of the things that will happen, right? You might be on your way to work, maybe a tire blowout, you got to get your tire replaced. That $1,500 gonna cover that. Something happened, you get into a car accident on your way to work. If you got a deductible with your insurance company, most people have a $500 deductible. Something happened where you got to go to the doctor, your copay or whatever. $500 is usually if something break around the house and you own your house and you don't have a landlord to call. A $1,500 savings is usually going to take care of that, right? So if I would have told you pay off your debt, get your credit together, all of that first, what if you would have did all that and you sitting there broke and you can't get no credit card, right? There's a lag time with all of that. So even after you pay down your debt or you pay off your debt, there's a lag time before your credit go up. It don't just happen overnight, right? And a lot of times when you need access to cash, you need it right now. So I would tell people the first thing you want to do if you paycheck to paycheck, which I think last I read, I feel like 87% of America is paycheck to paycheck, regardless of what tax bracket you are in. There's people making 6 and 7 figures and still paycheck to paycheck. So save between $1,000 and $1,500. That's my first step. The second step would be, let's start attacking this debt, and then we would go from there. But that would be what I would tell people.
Joy wanted to know, did you pin the website?
Did you pin the website there?
I did not, because I didn't know if you wanted me to share it yet. Because I know I tested it and everything, and I know everything works, but.
Okay. So the website is CandySincerityJohnson.com. So it's CandySincerityJohnson.com. It's all one word. CandySJohnson.com or CandySincerityJohnson.com. Both of those links will take you directly to the website. So definitely.
Yeah, and then did you want me to tell them about the coaching piece with the website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the only thing that you will not see on the website is her ability to book her for a consultation, only because we're trying to get everything synced up with her calendar. So that's the only thing that's not available. However, if you, and I probably should have asked you first, if they're interested, should they just like do a contact me?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you're interested in a coaching call, my coaching calls are $297 for 60 minutes. And it's a Zoom. So I do it over Zoom. You get the recorded link. So you get the full recording. You don't have to sit there and take notes. And then after we build everything out, what I do is within 24 hours, I send you an action plan, right? So we go through all of the things. I have a questionnaire that I send you before the call, so I know exactly which direction we're going in. I ask you, basically, what do you want to gain from this call, to make sure once we hit that end button, everything that you were looking to gain, you get out of that call. And so then after that call, what I do is within 24 hours, you get an email, and that's an action plan. That's me pretty much building everything out, saying this is what I would do based on our conversation, etc. So yeah.
And then thank you, Joy, for putting the website there. So yeah, either Candy S. Johnson will take you there, or Candy Sincerity Johnson will take you there. Either way. And Michelle said, what do you think about cash out? I think she meant HELOCs, right?
Yeah.
Cash out HELOCs.
Yeah.
That's what people are doing now to help themselves.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know what a HELOC is a home equity line of credit, right? So a home equity line of credit. So let's say, just for easy numbers, let's say you bought a house and your house is $500,000. You've paid that house down, and now you only owe maybe $100,000 on that house. So you got $400,000 of equity. What people have done and what people can do is they can go to the bank and they can say, hey, I want to take a home equity line of credit. So it's a line of credit. You take that out on some of the equity that's in the house. Now, you can't take it up to 100%. So you're not going to get the balance of that full 500, but you might be able to get up to like 350 or whatever, whatever. So there's a little bit of buffer that you can get. So a lot of people are pulling from the equity in their home. The beauty about a home equity line of credit, if you own a home, is if you don't use the line of credit, it's like a credit card, right? If you don't use that line of credit, then you don't have to pay anything back towards it. So you just start paying back based on what you use. So let's say you got a line of credit and your line of credit is $100,000, but then an emergency comes up and you only use 10,000 of that 100,000. Then you're only making payments based on that 10. You still got 90 available. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of people are doing that. The advice that I've always given my clients is you get that stuff in place while the economy is up. Right? You create all of these different sources of resources when the economy is up, because what typically happens in a down economy is much more difficult to qualify for those things now. They're looking for any reason, not just your bank, my bank, every bank. They're looking for any reason to say no to as much stuff as possible, because a lot of people are nervous about people defaulting on debt, what's going to happen, what's around the corner, etc. Right? And so a lot of those things are not going to be available to people. A lot of people are not going to be able to qualify for those. Then you have to also consider a lot of people who have credit cards. Most people's credit cards right now are maxed out because the price of everything has gone up. So people who would have been carrying close to zero balance are walking around with darn near maxed out credit cards. So that's another thing that would disqualify a lot of people. So
Interest rates are hiking.
Interest rates are increasing, etc. So my suggestion to my business clients and to personal clients, because a lot of times when I'm talking to personal clients and I'm talking to people about their money, a lot of those conversations are, this is where I am and this is where I want to go. Help me build it out for me and my family. Or I'm married, or I'm single, but I have kids, or I'm single and it's just me. Help me build it out. So a lot of times I'm working with them to help them build it out. And again, this is one of the things that I tell them, you may not need the money now, but when you need it, it's going to be too late to get it in most cases.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, go get it, but be disciplined about it, because there's a time and place, right? There's a time and place. Don't get it if you're not in a position where you could be disciplined and not use it, right?
This is not the vacation fund.
Exactly.
This is not the, I'm finna go to Dubai.
Yep.
And I don't worry about it. I pay myself back.
Yeah.
So this is not the time.
So it's one of those things where, like I said, you have to be, it's levels to the game. Like the kids say, it's levels to the game. When it comes to the finances or being financially savvy, it's levels to the game, right? And so, so that's a level for the person who's not having the paycheck to paycheck conversation, because we got some things that we need to deal with before we have to crawl and walk before we can run. And so, so,
Absolutely. That's what's up.
Yeah.
All righty.
And so Gwen said, what are things they looking for to deny loans? Debt to income ratio is taking people out left and right for mostly everything right now. So that's one thing. I know a lot of people are buying homes right now, even though the interest rates are going up. A lot of people are still buying homes, and they're super particular about your statements, your bank statements. What is this on your bank statement? What's that? I seen you transfer money from here to there. Now I need that statement. And so, just really crossing T's and dotting I's. They're just looking for any and every reason, because at the end of the day, like I said, you have to think about how banks make money, and banks don't make money the way they tell you they make money, right? Banks make money. They don't just make money from lending. They make money from investing your money, right? A lot of people want to think that banks make all their money from lending. Banks make their money from you putting your money in your checking account, your savings account, all of that stuff. If you ever get to the point, which I pray you do, if you ever get to the point where you've got like $1 million in the bank, you could never go to Chase or Wells Fargo or any of these institutions and say, tomorrow I want to pull $500,000 of my money from your bank and get it like that. It don't work like that. You have to give them days notice. Why do you have to give them days notice? And they're a bank and they have money everywhere. Is because they take your money that you deposit and they turn around and invest it. And that's where you have the stock market moving and shaking and all of this volatile. You ever heard of a volatile market? That's who creates that volatile market. Is the banks and big businesses and the hedge funds cause the market to go up and down, because they're using your money to make money. They use your money to make money. And so with everybody being afraid right now, things are uncertain. What do people do naturally? They pull their money, right? And so it goes back to the question about lending. What are they doing to kind of weed people out? They looking for any and everything. But in a lot of cases, especially when it comes to business loans, they ain't got to give you a reason why they deny you.
Yep.
That's the part about business. On the business side versus the personal side. On the business side, they just send you that denial or tell you deny. They don't even have to give you a reason for the denial. So, But it's one of those situations where, like I tell you, it's just, baby, and Sean will tell you, if we're in the car, Kennedy and Caleb will tell you, if we're in the car, it's ebook, podcast, or we're talking to family. Those are the three things that happen. I don't have time to listen to the radio. I don't care what song just came out. Majority of the artists that's on the radio, I don't even know them people, right? I could not name not one song. But I'll tell you this. The last time I turned to WGCI, which is the radio station here in Chicago, or I turned to V103, they was playing them same songs that I was listening to and singing along with from 2 or 3 years ago.
Exactly.
So I was like, dang, ain't nobody came out with nothing new, because I just knew I was going to turn on the radio station and hear stuff that I had never heard before. But everybody was playing the same stuff. So to me, I was like, I'm not feeling like I'm missing out on anything.
Right.
But when I started to feel the shift and stuff started to happen in the atmosphere and I knew that it was changing, I was like, I'm locked down. I told Sean, I said, listen, Y'all see her with this thing on her head. She ain't getting her hair done no more. Nails done. Her and Kennedy, everybody doing it at the crib.
Locking it down.
Everything. I was like, we're not spending. Restaurant, Sean's birthday is November 6th. We're probably gonna be sitting right here looking at y'all.
I'm gonna probably fix something that I like to eat, and then I'll fix them something because it's probably not gonna be something they want to eat.
Because, right. Now, make no mistake about it. Again, going back to you guys, I'm telling you, because what I feel like we're called to do in this season, and I've never talked to you about it. I feel like we're called to be the model. So many people online, especially when you look at Instagram, everybody's trying to still look like they got a lot of money, and everybody's trying to ball out of control. But I don't have anything to prove to anybody. One of the things that me and my best friend Avriel talk about every day is millionaires are made in recessions. And so one of the things that I'm committed to is I want to lock down and not only get through this storm, but I want to come out on top to the point where when this same cycle come back around and it's a recession again, I'm one of them people like, I want to play Monopoly. I got the money now. I got the money now. You see what I'm saying? And so in order for us to be in a position where when the market do go back up, we have a lot of money to put into the market or a fair amount of money to put into the market, we have to make decisions as a household. And this was hard for the three of them to follow and submit to. But we have to make decisions as a household that we're going to move different regardless of what other people do. We're going to move different. I don't have anything to prove to anybody.
Adriel said, no, we're going out.
Girl, no, we're not.
Gonna be here.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're going to be in time.
She said, no.
But girl, I'm telling you, like, we have to move different, girl. We have to be willing to sacrifice and be
That's
disciplined.
the biggest thing. Like, people don't want to sacrifice.
I'm
like
telling
the same person who said, "Oh, I live paycheck to paycheck." Kenny said, "I need to save $1,000, $1,500." There's no way. Oh, there's a way.
Oh, there's a way. Oh, baby.
We teach people there's a
Excuse
way.
me. There's a way.
There's an absolute way. It's a temporary sacrifice, but it's for a long-term gain. There's a way. It's absolutely a way.
You can always, I'm telling you, whatever you're looking for, you'll find it. I am a firm believer. I am a firm believer. Whatever you are looking for, that is exactly what you will find. You're looking for money, you're gonna find it if you look hard enough and you're consistent enough.
And you're willing to make the temporary sacrifice.
If you're looking for a solution to your financial problems, you will find it if you look hard enough and long enough and consistent. Right? If you're looking for an excuse, you're gonna find that too.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? It's all about perspective.
I can usually look at a person and just look at them and be like, I can look at you and tell you how to save $1,000 just by looking at you, and usually tell you how long it'll take you to save it. Just by looking at you.
Girl. Y'all remember that day we was live downstairs and I was so excited, girl. I was so excited that I had ordered them Just So off Amazon. Y'all know I swear by them Just So. Girl, I got them in every color. I got Sean a million colors. Kennedy and Kayla wear them in every color. Girl, I'll never forget. We were around my cousin one day. He wore a lot of Jordans. And so he was telling me that he had bought some new Jordans and he had spent like $200 and something on them, or however much, girl. 3 digits, girl. Right. He had spent 3 digits on them Jordans. And I was like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? I said, I got everybody in the family some shoes for that.
Facts.
And there's somebody to tell me I done cute my Just So.
And I get compliments
I don't care
the time on those shoes
because I don't have anything to prove. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't have anything to prove. That month we probably did about 40K. You get what I'm saying? I don't have anything to prove. To who about what?
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't have anything to prove. I was like, no, like I'm going to, yes, we're going to make sacrifices. We are going to make sacrifices. I'm telling you, we're going to make sacrifices.
Rochella said, that's me. I always find money. I find money, but take care of 2 households with my disability and put a few dollars aside.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. I'm telling you. And like I told you guys before, one of the things that we have to reckon with is, what if Sean and I are not wealthy? What if we're just comfortable? But what if we can put Kennedy and Caleb in a position to be wealthy? Right? You might not see it. might not happen in your lifetime, depending on what choices you made or where you are in your life at this point. But instead of you being a bitter Betty, you know what I'm saying? Instead of you being bitter, if you truly love your kids and you truly love your grandkids and you truly love your nieces and nephews, the conversation has to shift. And it's gotta be, you know what? I didn't make the best decisions. I didn't know this stuff about money. But you really need to lock in and listen to it because you got the one thing that I don't have, and that's time. So I tell Kennedy and Caleb all the time, we might not get it right. Because, and it ain't our fault, but I also can't use it as no excuse. Right. Sean's father passed when she was what, 12? 10. Yeah. Her mom raised her by herself. And she grew up on the south side of Chicago. You know, and as far as me, my father was in and out of jail and really wasn't in my life. And my mom raised me by herself with my grandparents' help. But outside of me seeing, you know, low income to middle class, that fluctuation between the two households, I didn't see money either. But I can't use that as the excuse for the rest of my life. If I want different results, I got to make different choices. Right. And them choices gonna cost me something, right? It's gonna cost me time. It's gonna cost me lessons. I told y'all about the situation with us years ago. You know, it's a lot of bumps and bruises that we go through in life because we don't know. But we can't just keep turning a blind eye and saying we don't know. Right. So, because what we don't know is costing us. But every other community is capitalizing on it. So, I don't know. We've been going for a while.
But there you guys have it. So, hopefully you guys are looking forward to it. Definitely, I would say stay locked and loaded. Make sure that you are liking and following this page. And if it's not for you, it's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I'm looking forward to it because I've been with this woman for 16, almost 17 years, and I still learn from her. So.
She lying. I'm just playing. You still learn from me? I learn from you too.
Absolutely, I do.
I learn from you too.
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm just simply the visionary. I see it. I put it on paper. But this is the woman who make it go. This is the woman who make it go. I couldn't be who I am if she wasn't who she was. So I give her a hard time about trusting me and listening to me and all that. And I know that's not easy when you can't see it. That's not easy when you can't see it. But we've been at this thing for a long time. And I would argue that we have even longer to go. We have even longer to go. Yeah. So, yeah.
Hey, Miss Stacy.
Yes. Hey, Stacy. We miss you too.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and tuning in. Girl, I got to get used to going live this late again because, girl, I was sitting over here trying to hide my little yawn.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But, you know, we both had early days today. And so, you know, and I had to travel to the city and come back and all that, blah, blah. But definitely stay tuned. The website is pinned below if you guys want to check that out. You definitely can. If you guys want to talk to Miss Candy one-on-one, just contact her through the website. You guys can do it that way. And then, yeah, we're going to go from there.
Yes, thank you to everybody who shared the video. Make sure your notifications are on. Like and follow the page. Stay tuned because, like we always say, the absolute best. Come on, y'all. Say it with me. The absolute best is yet to come. But, baby, we got work to do. I love you.
Good night, guys.